Okay, I believe we are live.
Awesome.
People are already asking where are we, and we are here. So hi,
Hey, welcome everybody.
yeah,
So glad to be
welcome. Yeah, truly happy to have all of you today. It's quite a lot of people today, and yeah, I hope it will be a nice, another energizing webinar. Makes sense. Okay, I believe we need to wait for a couple of minutes to everybody to join us, and we will move forward.
here. Cool. While we're waiting, people, if you can share where your writing is from and what the weather is like for you. Over here, I'm in Canada, and it's a little bit cold. And right now, we're having a snowstorm going through. So yeah, that's what's keeping us exciting.
Yeah, we have the same in central part of Ukraine. So it's like I don't know what it looks like, but a couple of days before it was quite warm, and we thought it's finally springtime, but no, it's not. Now we have snow again. So yeah.
Same here, same here. Yeah, it was warm, and then now it's snow again.
Hello, Stacy. Hello, Ron. Hi, Dwayne. Yeah, hi. Hi, Michelle. Love this topic. Yeah, Stacy, it's something that really related to what you do, I believe. So we will talk about sharing some information across xTiles. Yep, a little rain. Cold and rainy today. Well, still winter time, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately. Yeah. Newfoundland. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, on the East Coast. Sending you my love.
Yeah, a lot of Canadians today. Okay. Tell me, Marcelo, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, Serhii, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm also good. Quite in a rush, I believe. A lot of stuff working on, something like that. Toronto, freezing rain mixed with big, huge snowflakes. Wow, yellow snow
Yeah,
warning.
I'm right here with you in Toronto as well.
Yellow
You
snow.
feel
Oh,
you.
yeah, be careful with yellow snow.
Yeah.
Very light snow in Portland. Oh, hello from Florida. Yeah, summertime. Hi, Fabio. Hola. It's good to have all of you today. Thank you for joining. I will adjust our screen just a bit because I believe somehow we can see our names. But of course, I will introduce Marcello once again. Probably all of you already know him because he's super active chatter. I would say active user. Oh, yeah, Marcel, absolutely. Please, well, I will do it for you. I will share a link
Sure.
to your LinkedIn profile in our chat box. So everybody, please do not hesitate to reach out to Marcelo. He's amazing. And you will have another proof today. And it's quite easy to remember the link. And of course, you can just simply click and to connect. And yeah, I believe we are ready to start. Let me check once again some of the settings. And okay. Well, it should be fine. So somehow in this case, yeah. Well, let it be in this way. So yeah, we are ready to start, and let's talk about what are we going to talk about today. So first of all, I want introduce Marcel to everybody. But as I mentioned, all of you, maybe most of you already are familiar with Marcelo, but he will share his personal story. It's not related to xTiles, just curious about his life past time. and lifetime whatever pass and so on. So it's quite interesting, at least for me, and I believe for all of you as well, because Marcel has experience like 20 plus years in tech companies. So I believe it is something very interesting, and we are living in some cases, I believe some revolutionary time, because everything changes so rapidly, thanks to AI, or maybe not thanks, but it is the times that we are living, and we need to adjust somehow. And of course, we will talk about xTiles. I will show a couple of main features of xTiles, because I believe we have a lot of newcomers, new people who haven't joined our previous webinars. And we will also talk about some sharing capabilities of xTiles, how you can share any kind of information you would like, and we will have a small bonus by the end, so stay tuned. And yeah, I believe we can start from the very first topic. Marcello, please share something about yourself.
Cool, awesome. Well, I mean, for all the folks that just joined, my name is Marcello Fernandes, and I am based in Toronto, Canada. I have been in the tech industry for about 25 years. And my career started off mostly in online market research, so nothing too tech heavy, but still, tech, where we were taking traditional market research from pen and paper to online. So I started off in the Wild West days, where there was no rules, there was no best practices. We sort of created them as we moved along. My experience has been mostly in startups or scale ups. So what that means is, companies that were starting with 4 or 5 people, or companies like scale ups that already figured out what their product or service was, but now they needed to grow rapidly because they accepted a bunch of contracts from different clients, but now they had to deliver, right? So that's yep, you got it, elbows up. So yeah, so that's been my experience. And it's been a fun journey so far. Seen a lot of change in the industry, seen a lot of change in how we do things. And in particular, one of the big changes that I've personally seen is just productivity apps. Like, I don't know if you've been around long enough to be able to see how productivity apps have evolved, but the technology that has been introduced in terms of productivity apps and what's the latest flavor, for example, has changed rapidly. So here I am, 25 plus years later, as an Tiles enthusiast and fan, enjoying being part of this community. Been using xTiles for over a year, and just discovering new ways of how to use it. But what I really love about xTiles, besides the app itself, is the community. So all you people who are here, Serhii and the team that are there supporting, building the app, we're also part of the community. And it's funny because with people like Fabio and everybody that's here, I'm always learning something new that I didn't really consider or think about, or different perspective. So I really appreciate that. That's something that actually, in all my years of putting my fingers in different productivity apps, I've not really had. So this is sort of a unique feel for me, because it's very active, very synergistic, meaning that we get a chance to talk to Serhii and the team. I get a chance to talk to the community. We're all chatting. We're all helping each other out, sharing feedback, and we're all helping the app itself, and our own productivity grow. And that's something that I haven't experienced in all my 25 years. So that's pretty cool, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So guys, thanks so much for joining us today. Welcome, and that's that about me.
Yep. Thank you so much, Marcelo, for sharing. I just want to say that if somebody of you are interested in maybe some consulting from Marcelo, I believe it is completely possible to do. Maybe just not only to chit chat about some productivity applications across this 25 years or 20 plus years, but also I believe you have like an amazing experience. And yeah, by the way, it would be very much appreciated to have this kind of experience in xTiles as well. I believe, yeah, we need to scale up a bit, and yeah. So we can possibly be your customers as well, Marcelo. So yeah, uh, this is one of the reasons why I truly enjoy working in xTiles. That you mentioned community, and it is something truly set us apart, I believe, because we have so many amazing people around,
A
and
lot,
yeah, like a lot. And I
a lot.
really like, just to talk to somebody from Canada live, and from New York, for example, maybe Brazil, like Fabio, and like across the globe in general. And yeah, it is something that move us forward definitely, and motivate us to, to have all of these live sessions, meetings with our users, like in the very late night time or whatever. So it's true, like some of the activities they can exhaust you, but these kind of activities they give you even much more energy back than it takes. So yeah, just thank you all, and yeah,
I have one more point to add actually. The one like ironically, we're going to be talking about creative pages, but one of the things that I have gotten out of the community is the creative ways to use xtiles. With xtiles being so flexible, I think one of the things that I have not experienced before is with other apps, they're a bit more focused on a particular opinion or way to do certain things. But with the community being so involved here in xtiles, I keep learning or being made aware of different ways that xtiles can be used and different creative ways in which xtiles can be used. And so it's quite appropriate that we talk about creative pages next.
yeah.
But yeah. So just guys, keep on sharing, keep on contributing, keep on commenting, keep on being part of the Slack and Discord communities, and sharing feedback with each other, with me, with Serhii.
Mhm.
Uh, it makes us greater and stronger. So really appreciate it. So kudos to all of y'all for doing that.
Yeah, it helps a lot because we are building xTiles not only for ourselves but for all of you, of course, for our users, and we constantly need some feedback. That's why I ask for feedback a lot, to be honest, from like our new users, our like well experienced users as well. Just we have some features that we want to launch, but we are not ready yet, so we want you to test it, please. If you have like 5 to 10 minutes of your time, we will be grateful, and so on. So yeah, thank you all. And yeah, Marcel, we'll have another part about you, I believe. Maybe you will share your personal experience regarding xtiles, maybe um, your startup experience as well, because I believe it's always very interesting. A lot of movies across Netflix about startups that became enterprises, like Facebook, and maybe
Yeah.
not Facebook in particular, but all this kind of stuff. And yes, this is very motivating when you start in a garage, for example, or basement, and then you are like in a
I actually literally had that experience. One of the startups was in a basement in a house, and the way we expanded wasn't moving to an office, but was moving from acquiring more and more houses. So that's how we started. Yeah. I actually had that experience. Funny that you brought it up.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well, it will be something that Marcelo will share maybe in 10 minutes time. So I will share a bit about our creative pages. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's check what do we have for today regarding xTiles and everything we planned to show you. Okay. Yeah, I hope you can see it.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect. Maybe I will make our screen slightly bigger so everybody will be able to see everything much better. Okay. So first of all, just want to say what is a creative page, because it's something that we constantly use in our media, for example, maybe promotion or whatever. But maybe not all of you already know, but definitely 100% of all of you know about it. But maybe you do not know that it calls as a creative page. So basically, anytime you create a new page, you have this like whiteboard, and it is something that we call as a creative page. So basically, it's the main difference between us and other productivity applications, because at least what I know for today, for example, all of them, they have this kind of document-like layout where you can scroll up and down, where you can create blocks, maybe create tasks to do, and you can also create some sub projects, different levels of hierarchy. But in xTiles, we have, of course, as you can see, we have the same approach if you're familiar with it and if you like it. But in xTiles, we have this whiteboard, and we call it as a creative page. And inside these pages, you can create tiles. So basically, tiles, they're like digital sticky notes for many people, because we have, like a lot of sticky notes across our desk. And for many people, it's much easier to understand, this part of xTiles, like the main one, I believe, that it looks like creative pages across your desk. So you can create tiles across the whole layout whenever you want. So it's not like you need to have a tile over here, then you need to have a tile like next, and so on. So it's not like systems that forces you to do like we want. It is something that very much appreciates when you do like you want. I'll give you another example. Like we have live sessions with ADHD coach Steve August, I mean, and what I like about his template that it is not perfect. So, for example, like all of our templates that we have, for example, we have this book review template that you can use. We have all of the tiles like in place, let's say. And what I like regarding Steve's template, that he have a bit short tile over here, so he have some empty space over here. And maybe he have not the perfect balanced tiles over here as well, but it is something that truly works for him, for his brain, I believe, and for his students as well. And it is something that, another day we had a webinar with Candice, and she was talking about perfectionism. That
Mhm.
is a lot of your resources, and it makes mostly harmful impact towards your life, because I'll give another insight that I heard recently from I joined some live session, like Tony Robbins live session, somebody that I have never seen, that thought that I would be attended these live sessions, but I just decided maybe I was curious about it, to be honest. And he said that perfectionism is the lowest standard possible, not the highest, the lowest.
Hmm.
And he says the lowest because it's not possible to achieve. And if it's not possible to achieve, it makes no sense. So you constantly try to improve, but it's not possible to be perfect, for example, or I don't know. So I hope you understand. It makes sense, but in my opinion, it was a bit insightful for real. It wasn't like the top of the list. It was the very bottom of the list. So I was like, huh. Yeah, we don't
Wow.
have to, strive to creating some perfect solutions and so on. So yeah, and another insight that I had from another user, and he mentioned that he has ADHD, that it like xTile works like his brain does. So he doesn't want to have rigid systems where you go like 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to have tiles, like 4 tiles over here, then I want to have the fifth tiles over here, because that's how my brain works. I just want to have it for future, and then maybe I will find a place for this tile in some other place. So if it makes sense for some of you, please share your feedback. But I believe it is something that set xTiles apart from other applications. And regarding our creative pages, so now you know that this blank page, like with dots or without. By the way, you can turn these dots off, so it will be some small bonus that maybe not all of you know. So
I did not know that.
you do not know that. Okay, that's nice. I always try to maybe not impress, but to share something new with experienced users. which mean like our live session still have some value, I believe. So anytime you go to pages settings, so for example, we have this page 1. And anytime you go to settings, we have page settings. And over here, we have 3 options. So the first option, it's show description. So it could be beneficial when you share something with somebody else,
Yeah.
and you can say, you can look at tile number 1, for example, or whatever. And the other options is to hide grid dots. So when you click, you will see that, well, it's like simply a whiteboard, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can create tiles over here. You will not have any dots or anything like that. So if you like to have this kind of a layout, completely possible to do. And it could be also, let's say, maybe not a bonus, but you can have group of your tiles. So for example, anytime you highlight tiles between like each other in this kind of a space, you will have this blue line, and anytime you click on, it will be a group of tiles. So you can see a border across all of these 4 tiles. And what you can do, you can select any of these, and underneath you will have this kind of a navigation bar, and you will have a group color. So anytime you click on, you can have like a background color. So let's say we can have like a purple one, and it will be like you have a custom color for your creative page, for example. Let's have a group over here. Yeah, so something like that. Yeah, I don't
Neat.
know. So a bit more customization. And also, just wanted to share that another option in this page settings, let's show our dots over here, is to lock layout. So anytime you click on lock layout, you will not be able to create anything, but you will be able just to click on each of the tiles to have to see all the information inside. And you can also type something in, it will pop up over here as well, but the layout, it will not be harmed, let's say. It will not be somehow affected if you have like a perfect setup and you do not want to have different sizes for different tiles. You can work in this way. Maybe it's not the best one, but there is a solution like this. And one more tip. So for example, sometimes you have this long tile. Maybe you had a lot of content, like in this case. Then you delete a lot of content, like just gone. And most of the time, a lot of people do this. They take the border or the bottom of the tile and they move it to the very top.
Yeah.
But if you have like a real one, like a big one for real tile, you can do the next. You can simply highlight the tile and you can double click on the bottom of the tile and it will be auto adjusted to
Nice.
the block where you have some content. So I hope it will make your life slightly easier if you have a lot of content inside.
These are awesome tips. Thanks, Serhii.
Yeah. Is they are, like they are incredibly small, but still, they can be handy, let's say.
Yeah.
And I also want to show you a couple of ways how to create tiles inside xTiles, basically inside these creative pages. So you can simply click and draw a tile, let's say, drag and drop, and move it anywhere you want. You can also use double click, so you double click and the tile will be created. Or you can use a plus new button over here from the left inside our toolbar. So you click on the plus new and you will have another tile over here as well. So you have different options how to do it, but like you can prefer anyone, but I personally like to create tiles by your own because it's something that you cannot do in any other application. And so we have.
That's how I do it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it makes perfect sense when you work inside xTiles. One more, let's say, one more topic that I want to discuss and to talk about is regarding our tabs. So basically, we call each of these parts as pages. So we have page one, we have a page, new document, we have a collection, but basically it's also a page. We have a books review page, but we also call it as tab. So like in your browser, so navigation, like, like the same as in your Google Chrome or whatever. And when you go inside, you can have a couple of like more settings, more options. And one of the best parts that you can customize your color of your tab. So basically, it can be any color you would like in like in the numbers of the colors that we have. But also something that I really like is creating groups of pages. So basically, let's imagine that you have some client portal, and maybe not a client portal, maybe you have your team management stuff or whatever, and you have recurring meetings. So for example, we have a meeting like today, 18th of February, for example. And you can create, and if you have a lot of meetings and you want to keep all the information in one project, so for example, it could be like a team sync, what can be related to some project, work project, I mean, you can create more, not instead of creating more pages, so it will look like this. So for example, we have a meeting today, we will have another meeting tomorrow, and you will have more and more pages inside your project, like tabs and so on. And it depends on your screen size. If you have like a really big one, it will be okay. But if you have a small one, it could be a mess, I believe. So in this case, I strongly recommend you to use our group of pages. So to create a group of page, you need to select at least one tab. So you go inside the settings, and you can see the option to add to a new group. So you click on, it will ask you to have like a group name. We will have like meetings, and you can move your previous meeting into the group of pages. So basically, you can have as many pages as you would like, and it will take only one tab, one tab, and it will not be like chaos that will be, just something that will harm your layout. Okay, we have a couple of comments. Yeah, you can connect tiles to other tiles to create a sequence. Yeah, it is possible. Create mind maps. Yeah, mind maps do not have like this feature, but maybe you can have, just creating tiles as this kind of a functionality, I believe. So when we talk about our group pages, I also want to share this functionality of saving pages as templates. So for example, we have this page. We don't have any information yet, but we can use it as a template. So what I mean, anytime you create a new page over here, it will be just a blank one. But if you constantly repeat and creating the same page with the same layout, it will be better to have a template for the group of pages. So for example, this page, it could be like a perfect template for this group of pages. So I can go into the settings, and I can set this particular page as a group template. So I click set as a group template, and it is done. And it says that you're editing a template for meetings. Meetings means a group of pages. And you can see that you have this like a kind of blue font or whatever, blue name for this page, for this name, for this template, and we can say it's a template. So anytime you click on the plus template over here, it will be the same layout, and you can just rename it. So when you go again, you have a meeting tomorrow, day after, a week after, a month after, doesn't matter. You create a new page, and it will be always the same layout that you need to just rename and put your new content into it. So yeah. Can you customize the design of default tile? We do not have this option yet. We had, yeah, to be honest, we have had this kind of idea to have default tile, and we even had some kind of prototypes in mockups, but yeah, it depends on your feedback. So if you have this kind of feedback and request, it will be much, well, it will be possible to do, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. If you can share an example in the chat of what you're thinking.
Yeah, I understand what they think about, but yeah, if you can share more details, it will be better. Can you show how to highlight and group tiles again? Of course. So we can have this example of these meeting notes. Basically, you have two ways how to do it. The first way is the easiest one. You can select a couple of tiles. So, for example, I selected these attendees. To select a tile, you need to click on the header, basically, and you will have this blue border. So you highlight it, and you need to highlight another tile. You need to use Control or Command, and now you have two tiles. The best part of it is that when you use, for example, this when you select two tiles, you will have these arrows over here, which means you can click and these tiles will take each other places.
Swap.
Yeah, they will be swiped or something.
Nice.
Yeah, and to have a group of tiles, you need to go back like slightly below to our navigation bar, and we will have an option like we have brush for customization. So for example, when you click on brush, you can choose style for both of the tiles in the same time. And the second option is group tiles. So when you click, you will see that now you have like
Border.
yeah, like a border, like a joint border between all of these tiles.
Mm.
And when you click again, it will say group color, so you can change a background for this tile. So for example, by default, it's a white one. If you have a dark theme, it will be like a black one. So you can click and you can use this, let's say, green option. So it will look like you have one tile, but with two columns. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the other way how to do it is to simply highlight a space between tiles. So for example, when I go between these green tiles and this what we agreed upon tile, you will see that we have this blue line. And when you click, it will be added to the group of tiles. And I believe it is much easier even than to select tiles one by one. So yeah, I hope it helps. Yeah, by the way, I also wanted to say that you can also customize the color of a group of tiles. So to customize a group of tiles, you need to click on the group of pages, my apologies. Group of pages, you need to click on the name of this group. For example, in my case, I have meetings. And anytime I click, I have an option to duplicate the group, to edit, or to copy to some other places. But I can also choose a color that I would like. So yeah, we can customize it as well. Yeah, Stacy, one of your favorite and most used communication on top. Yes. Yeah, because you need to brain dump, I believe, and organize it after. So yeah. Group page template. Yes, you haven't used it, Fabio. Also curious if there are ways to format images to all similar size placement. I spend a lot of time formatting images, and this would be really helpful. Yeah, to be honest, there is an option, I believe, so we can have some kind of placeholders for images. So for example, you can have image, you can add more tiles with images. So I go to our toolbar on the left, I click on image. So I will have both of these tiles in this kind of a size. But anytime I add some, for example, page, it should fit this. Yeah, it will be auto adjusted. So in your case, if you want to adjust it like slightly better, you can, like make a tile slightly shorter, but it will take, it will harm your content inside. So in this case, I recommend to highlight your image And when you do so, just to hover it. So when you hover it with your mouse, you will see that you have a my apologies, black line underneath, and you can take this line slightly up, and then you can also, oops, and then you can also adjust the content, so you can have it like a slightly, yeah, I face some kind of a bug, so it will be possible to have, your image like a slightly above or underneath. So for example, yeah, probably after our latest update, it stopped work. It stopped work. Yeah, yeah, but I hope it makes sense. Editing multiple tiles at once is a new news. Yeah. But it's perfect because I like to select all of the tiles. So, for example, you can select all of the tiles by simply selecting at least one tile and then using Ctrl A or Command A to select all of them. And in this navigation bar, you will see that I have selected 13 tiles and I can customize them at once. So I can choose a style and even color. Yep, and it works. And I believe we had more comments over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to see. Great that there's a few ways to do it. Yep. Yeah, I understand. Okay, we'll check it. Okay, so we have talked about our customization, group of tiles, group of pages. I also want to say that if you have like a perfect template and you want to move it to another place, you have some options to do. And for most of the people, they like some separate tiles. So for example, if I like this first tile and I want to move it to books review tile, I have a couple of options. The first one is I can simply to copy it. So, or I can, yeah, let's try to copy it. So you can click on the tile, on the header of a tile. You can use Ctrl C or Command C to copy it. And then you can go to the next page you would like, or into the next other project, whatever, and you can copy it. Another way is to use settings. So you click on this three dots, I believe it's like ellipsis close, I don't know. And you can move it to another pages inside this project. So for example, I can move it into the page 1 again, and it will be on its place. One more way is to cut it from the layout. So you can use Command X or Control X, and you can go to another place, you can paste it, and it will be over here, but won't be over here. So yeah, that's how it works. Just like when you work with text, I believe.
Mhm.
Yep. And yeah, also something that I wanted to share. Um, Creating tiles, customizing tiles, copying tiles, and sizing, adjusting as well. Yeah, I believe it is something that I wanted to share regarding creative pages. Of course, there are a lot of options, like widgets, for example. So you can have your layout truly yours, adding more images and stuff like that. But I want to quickly switch back to Marcello, and maybe you want to share your basement startup story. I believe our audience needs some refresh.
Yeah, I mean, sure. One of the startups that was part of was, like I mentioned, a new online market research company. So this was where I was working for a professor from a university who had gotten the idea of taking his experience of traditional market research that was done on pen and paper into the online space. So that place actually started off in a basement in a house. The upstairs was by owned by realtors. So they owned the house itself, and because they had some extra space in the basement, they had rented it off this professor. And I when I joined, there was like seven of us in a basement working, and that was our command center. That was where all the magic happened, in a basement. And as time went on, and we got more clients, contracts. For example, one of our first clients was Intel, and then later on we got Microsoft as well. And the we slowly started to expand and take over the house. So we started off the basement, then we moved to the main floor, and then we moved up to the second floor as well. And then when that wasn't enough, we went to the house next door, and then when that wasn't enough, we went to two houses down, because the house in the middle wasn't owned by the same realtor company. So we had to expand that way. But it was fun, where you have a meeting and you had to try to figure out which house the meeting was. And if winter, you might not have time to grab your jacket and just run out, so you're like running between homes to have. It was a lot of fun times, but yeah, that was a startup life in a house. And I wouldn't exchange that experience for anything else. Of course, you like to have the nice facilities of a well-stocked office, but when you have the experience of late nights trying to meet deadlines, get projects out, having a huddle in a basement, ordering pizza, and hearing the pizza delivery guy at the door knocking, and then one of us runs up the stairs to grab it, bring it down. All those sort of memories that you get from being in the trenches with your team. Wouldn't exchange that for a world. So if you ever get a chance to try, I know it sounds weird. I'm recommending that you try to work in a basement in a house, but if an opportunity ever comes, if you're brave enough to deal with startup life, yeah, definitely give it a try. It's different. It's not for everyone. But it's like the memories that you get out of it from just working with people and trying to hit a deadline, trying to overcome new problems and new challenges that you didn't anticipate when you accepted a contract and work from a client. It's pretty thrilling, and it's pretty exciting. And so being able to do that with other people makes it extra special.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing story, Marcel. I was like, oh, yeah, I understand this startup life is, it's for sure not for everybody, because, for example, I was working, it wasn't like a enterprise company, but it was like a B2B company. It wasn't in a tech industry at all, but yeah, I had one experience, and after joining the team xTiles and understanding that you can change your strategy twice per week or 5
Yes.
times per week,
Yeah.
for many people it's not possible to handle, I believe, because most of the people, they want to have predictable future, I would say. So they
For startup life, you have to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
yeah, for sure. It's not for everybody, but this experience, it it forces you to be better every day, I would say.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, to be adaptable, to grow, to deal with change, and to be okay with it.
Yeah.
To submit an idea, and everybody's like, "Yay!" And then 2 days later, maybe they come back and say no. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes
You
it
gotta
happens,
be good for that.
yeah, sometimes it happens like we have a meeting in the morning, but by the end of the day, it's completely changed and the
Yes.
idea is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, but that's nice. Also, we just want to find the most the most efficient way to grow, of course, because like Max, our founder, he always says like enterprises. Well, it's maybe a bit dictional statement, but he said like enterprises are the most inefficient companies because they grow per year like 10% or like year over year, and startups, they usually grow like 30% or months over months. But I understand when you're like an Apple with a trillion or evaluation or whatever, it's a bit hard to become a 2 trillion company in a year, but still. Yeah, that's the difference between startups and enterprises, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. And just to comment on what Harper said, thanks for sharing that, Harper. Yeah, definitely. Startup life is
Yeah,
much better when you're younger. I was at one point supporting operations, like obviously based in Toronto first, and then supporting North America, but then slowly expanded to supporting EMEA and APAC. And as I was getting older, my brain was starting to shut down earlier. So, trying to support APAC was getting harder and harder. So yeah, definitely something that you want to try when you're younger as opposed to older. But the good thing is that if you do get a chance to try it younger, and again, it's not for everyone, and that's okay. That's a good thing. But if you do get a chance to try it, some of those experiences that you gain when you're younger, you will benefit from as you get older, and share that with others. And I think that's the cool thing about it, is being able to share some of those experiences with others, so that they don't have to go through some of the pain of learning the same challenges or mistakes that you did in the past. So
yeah, for sure. And the pace when you grow is much faster, I believe, than in just a enterprise company or whatever.
yes.
Because it's like you can drive inside the city, not 30 miles per hour, but like 100. Yeah, it's
100.
dangerous, of course. It's not for everybody, like you mentioned, but you will get to your destination much faster, I believe. Well,
Yeah.
there's a chance. Yeah. Okay, we have another feedback of ease of copying multiple tiles. Yeah, it is possible to copy, by the way, not only one tile, but a lot of tiles in the same time. Yeah, Harper, thank you.
That's awesome, Harper.
Yeah, they need to try it for sure. Yeah, and we have one topic left. It is regarding sharing capabilities in xTiles. So I will go through quite fast, I believe. So basically, we have at least 3 ways how to share any kind of information with anyone you want to. And the easiest way, the most obvious way, is to click on the share button. It is always next to your project's name. So we have a team sync project. And next you can see the share button. And inside you have a couple of more options. The very first option is to invite somebody with their email. So I can invite my teammate, I can adjust his permissions, and we can start to collaborate. The other option is to publish the whole project. So basically, when you click on publish, your project will be public, but it doesn't mean that everybody can see it in xTiles. It's not something like that. It works only in the case when you share a link with somebody you would like. And of course, they can share your link with somebody else, but still they will not be able to edit anything. It's only like a view permission. Also, keep in mind that you can share the whole project in social media. So if you use Twitter or X, like they call it today, Facebook, LinkedIn, or you can share the project via email. But let's unpublish this project for now. And you can also export, but it will work only for the current page. You can export a PDF image or a markdown. In the future, it will be possible to share the whole project at once, and it will not take a lot of your time. So yeah, that's the one way, is to use our share button and to invite somebody by email or to publish the project. Yeah, Marcel, have you wanted to say something? No?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. And the next option is to publish only one page or multiple pages, but to keep your project private. So for example, we have our new document page. And when you go to settings, you can see more options. And one of the options is to publish page. So anytime you click on the publish page, you will see that kind of a globe icon. And you can just copy a link and it will be copied automatically to the your clipboard, I don't know, and you can share this link, and everybody with the link will be able to see only this one page, but they won't be able to see anything else. And you can have more pages, you can have like your meeting notes with somebody else shared as well. So for example, we have 19th of February that we can share, we can publish, and everybody will be able to see the content inside, but they will not be able to like edit it or whatever.
They cannot interact with it. Okay.
Yeah. And now we have a new option is to copy tile. So anytime you hover a tile, you will have a couple of options in the header. And now we have an option to copy tile. Copy tile, you will have more option like to copy a whole tile like we did with Command C. But for now, you can copy a link to the tile. Maybe you need to have this link with important information in your planner, for example. Or you can copy this tile as image. And you can paste it whenever you want across the social media, and yeah. So that's the tile that I shared. Yeah, so it will be just an image, and you can move it, you can share it across the internet. Maybe you have some grocery list in xTiles and you want to share with somebody else, you can just share your tile as an image. So it is also an option to have.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a couple of more comments. Let's go through. Young and Laura that making a lot of assumptions about all people and that there may be an older person that could thrive in that environment. Well,
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely agree with you, Juan. I think the where startups are more suited for folks who are younger is more to do with just energy and patience. So I think sometimes as you get more experience, you get a bit more wiser, and your goals shift. So it's more to do with where your head is at than anything else. And in my case, it was just sometimes an energy thing. Yeah, there's nothing stopping people from being part of startup. And in fact, in my experience, most of the startups were started up by somebody who was older, had more experience, and had an idea in terms of how to shake up an industry. So, for example, the professor that I mentioned, he had been doing traditional market research for many, many, many years. And he had learned from one of his students, who now became his partner in the startup, on how to do or take traditional market research online. And now they were trying to figure out how. So he came in with his experience, his academic experience, and was able to pair that up with his former student, now partner, in terms of how to adapt it for for the online world. And that's how the business started. And now we have an industry that's worth billions of dollars. So yeah, it's usually a combination of different people with different experiences being brave enough to shake up an industry. So that helps.
Yeah. I believe it is possible to have a startup in the young age, like Mark did with Facebook, for example. Yeah, but in our case, Max is also like bye bye Stacy. Max is also like a 40 plus guy, quite experienced. He has his own companies before.
Yeah.
But he wanted to change like the productivity world, so he has a lot of experience, and it is something that he wanted to share with the world. Yeah, so yeah, please don't think that we say like startups are not for old people or whatever. It's for all kind of people that can handle this pressure, that want to compete with big companies. And it doesn't mean like we constantly say, like at least in this part of our world, that we do not pay attention to the number of your age in your passport, in your ID card or whatever. It is something that inside you. For example, if you feel yourself as a young person, you have a lot of energy, you can move forward and you can shake the world, like Marcello said. And Yeah, it's not something like if you 40 or 50, you are done.
Yeah, tenacity and ambition does not get less with age. In some
Yeah,
cases, it grows. So
yeah, for sure. And when you have experience, you can compete with young, unexperienced guys and guys with no money, obviously. Yeah. Okay. And the last thing that I want to share is this related to our shared spaces. Uh, of course, it's much better to use when you have a team, or maybe you have some clients and you have a dedicated space. So, for example, I have this Ray and Serhii space with some of the projects that we share to each other, and we can share this team sync into the shared space. We can move over there, and you will see that this project was automatically shared with all the space members. So basically, anytime you create a project inside xTiles, so for example, in this shared space, it will be automatically shared. So you do not need to invite anybody else one by one. If you have a lot of projects, it is something like super easy to set up at least once, and after you will have like you simply create projects and everybody have an access to it, but still you can adjust permissions and say that nobody from the space would not have any access to. So
mhm.
it is always flexible.
Nice.
And yeah, yeah. The last part I believe that I want to share
Mhm.
is like we said something about the small bonus. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who have joined us today. And the biggest thing I want to say to Marcello for his time and his enthusiasm, and for his like personal stories. I like these kind of stories when you like you are in a basement, now you're in the house, and the next one and the two in the next two like house after
Yeah.
that, two houses next. Yeah, so it's something amazing, I believe, and it's very interesting. Than it's much more interesting than working 9 to 5 or and complaining about your job. But yeah, maybe for some of the people it's much better. Just want to say that we have a promotion code for a discount to everybody who wants to try like a premium features of xTiles. And if you want to share your feedback, maybe you have some feature requests, maybe something that you do not like or like, we have my email that I constantly go through, and social media as well, that we wanted to start to share some tips and tricks. So it would be not an hour-long webinar, but only a couple of seconds in your social media. So it could be useful as well. So thank you so much, Marcelo. I will show your link to your LinkedIn once again.
Cool. Thank you. And for all of you who have joined and took the time to join us today, thank you so much. We really enjoyed having you here today. As Serhii mentioned, there's different ways that you can reach out and get connected to us, and to be able to share feedback with Serhii and the team. But also don't forget there's a thriving Slack and Discord community, which many of the members that you see over here, and participants that you see over here are part of, and super helpful. So, again, I just enjoy being part of this community because every time I kind of log in and take a look and check in as to what's going on, sometimes I try to log in just to kind of see if there's a question someone had that I can help with. But half the time I do that, I actually get tips and tricks from you guys, as you're sharing advice, sharing demos, like Fabio, for example, thanking so
Mm-hmm.
much time to come up with answering my question with a proper documentation / demo. That is so awesome. So feel free to be part of that community, to ask questions, to be curious, stay curious, to reach out to Serhii with suggestions, tips, tricks, comments, bug reports, whatever, and keep this community thriving. Yeah, so thanks and love you all, guys.
Yes, thank you so much, Marcel. It was like incredibly motivating evening for me, at least at my part of the world. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you all. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you so much for your feedback. Please reach out to Marcel if you have, if you want to have some consultation. I believe maybe you want to talk to some well-experienced guy. I believe he's
If you
somebody.
want to chat, you know where to reach me.
Yeah. Fabio, thank you so much. Thank you, Rosanna. Yeah. Thank you, Harper. Thank you, and really appreciate your story as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Marcelo, once again. I hope you'll have a great rest of your day and have a productive rest of your week and a lovely weekend.